Sci-Fi Surprise time! Oh, I do have the mic in the right place. With the amazing transparent man. I gotta say, I felt like that's a bit of a cheat to just do sort of, outlined. I'm kind of out of juice, folks. I am kind of out of juice, but I wanted to get this review up for the Sci-Fi Surprize Series. Look, I have the thing in front of Gamera. That's not where you go. Because I watched the movie and then I didn't do the video, and that's not good. So I don't want to wait too long, between seeing something and reviewing something. But I am running out of steam, and this might be my last video for a bit, depending on how things go. So I don't want to get too much into stuff. But anyway, I do want to get this up. So Amazing Transparent Man for the Sci-Fi Surprise Series is the 26th out of the 50 films, so I'm over the halfway point. I think on that, I'm getting to the point where usually when I pull out a DVD, I've actually seen at least one film on each of the 12 DVDs, so it's pretty impressive. And this one I was close to seeing all of them. They're flipper ones, and there's 2 movies on each side. Sometimes there's 3. This one there was like 3 and 2, so I still have 1 to go, but I'm still waiting to complete my first one. Anyway, so this one is a black and white film from 1960s, and it's only about an hour, so that was really good because my attention span is a little low these days. And of course, the first question is it a science fiction film? And yes, it is. It uses science in a way that it uses science to explain something that's not possible in our world to be possible, which is sort of the definition of science fiction that I'm going for. And I actually thought, with the title, of course, it feels similar to perhaps The Invisible Man. So I thought it might be like a mad scientist movie. And in some ways it kind of is, but in terms of the tone of the movie, the scientist isn't mad, though. It's like mad with science, or science gone amok, or, that, or science for ill uses kind of thing, but there's not really too much madness. But the tone of the film is way different than I was expecting. It's a little more noir, it's a little more, everyone's a little distanced, a little cool, it's got a little sort of like a caper, like a little bit of a caper feel to it. And most of the people in it are pretty shady, with actually the exception of the scientist. So that has a bit of a different tone, so it was different than I was expecting. And it does feel like one of those movies where perhaps the title was chosen, and then the film was created, because I'm not saying the title is misleading. There's definitely other ones that are very much more misleading from this one. I think Attack of the Monsters is the biggest one, although it's not from this set. Was it Attack of the Monsters? Yeah, although I enjoyed it, but it was a Gamera film, so I didn't just have it anyway. So it's transparent. Okay, just for context, I tried to watch it several times and fell asleep several times, and I made it pretty far into it before there was any transparent man, and it's only an hour. So it's kind of will there be a transparent man, and will he be an amazing transparent man? So, but that's just really splitting hairs, really. A lot of these ones, it's the title is sort of the very generic, basic idea, and then they, who knows what they're going to be, which is one of the reasons why I'm having fun doing this. So I thought it was an interesting story. It was different than I expected. I appreciate that, and that it had a different tone. And I like the sort of cool, distance things at times. Not all the time, but at times it's sort of nice as a bit of a change. But it is a bit disarming in terms of there's randomly people just getting sort of put in their place for and lots of threats and stuff like that. So that's not super awesome. So it's not happy-go-lucky movie. It's got a much more of a darker tone. The effects in it they weren't bad. They were interesting, pretty cool. There was some reusing, I think, of some of the sort of setup shots, but I think that's fine. I don't really super go for these ones for the effects. I enjoy them when they're awesome, and I enjoy them when they're awful. It's only when they're sort of like in between. It's kind of like, you know. But a lot of times with science fiction, I'm way more interested in the ideas, what they're saying, what are they presenting, are they pondering some kind of moral question, and there was a little bit of that in here, but not a huge amount, but a little bit. So there was something, something to grab onto there. Overall, I thought it was pretty good. I did enjoy it the final time I finally got through it. And I do like sort of science gone wrong, because it's got a sort of, that always has a bit of a disaster movie feel, although in this context it's a bit different. It's not supposed to, I don't think it's supposed to be taken as sort of like a fun thing. So anyway, overall, I did think it was pretty good. The acting was actually pretty good. Comparative overall, in terms of the series, the acting in this one is actually quite good, because it's got that sort of classic, a bit more of a classy, kind of feel to it and I like the 60s. It's from 1960, so I like that time period for film as well. So, okay, that's that one. So that means it's time to pick new movie. What will be the 27th film? What will be the 27th? I'll close my eyes. It's gonna be this one. Starts with the whoopsies. The Wasp Woman. From 1960s and black and white. So we're continuing a trend here, which is awesome. I totally went off screen. That was so silly. I should have just waited. So the Wasp Woman will be next, and as I mentioned, the next one might be for a bit. I might be having take a bit of a break from the series and from posting, just because my mom's sick, so that takes priority. And or who knows, I might need a reprieve, and of course it's the priority. But I think I won't be able to keep up stuff right now. I'll probably be watching. I may not be commenting. We'll see how things go. And yeah, so wanted to get that one up there. So tie the bow on the Amazing and Transparent Man. That'd be funny, because then you just see a bow walking around. Yeah. Okay, no, that would be spoilers. But yeah. All right, that's it for that one. 26 out of 50. Not even halfway through the year. I think I'm looking good. I think it's okay to take a break. I hope. Okay, thanks.